started.
Good morning, everyone. It's Tuesday the 30th, and tomorrow is Halloween. So, yes. If you can hear in the background, Callum's got the television on, so he's watching his normal wrestling. I've still got the curtains shut, actually, because Callum hasn't been in the bath or anything yet. So we've got the one viewer. Hello to the one viewer. Come in and say hello. So, yeah. How is everyone today? To the two viewers, good morning, good morning. I'm sorry I'm a little bit late. I've been in the bath, etc. I've still got my coffee. I've had stuff to do, so yes, I'm a little bit late this morning. Hiya, Bella, how are you? Oh, it's only you. Only you. That is my limited singing, by the way. So, yes, we've got the three viewers. I've had an attempt at doing my hair this morning. Failed miserably. You know, like when you get the mornings where you can't seem to do it like you normally do. But hey-ho, I'm presentable. Hi to the four viewers. Good morning. I don't know what I've managed this. I don't know. It just went. It went playing ball this morning, Bella.
I know sometimes it don't.
Oh, we've got DJ here. No, it's not. I'm here. Got the five viewers. So, is that Party that you're having on toast?
Patty.
Patty. I'm trying to be posh there. Party. Yeah, I'm like you. We call it pate.
Patty.
So I've just had like cream cheese on toast. That's basically all I've had.
I was going to have some cream cheese as well, but the patty fell out the fridge first.
I sometimes buy that. Chris is a great. He likes that. He likes just like pate.
I do,
but not like occasionally on toast. But he more or less he likes it on sandwiches.
Yeah.
But it's one of them things where he's got to fancy it before he can. And Callum's watching wrestling.
Is it?
If you're wondering why I've got the glare in my glasses, it's because he hadn't opened the curtains yet. Hiya, Stephanie. How are you?
What's that? What is the curtains being shut got to do with the glare in your glasses?
Because I've got light on.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you open curtains, it like takes away from the glare of the light, and you can see like the screen reflecting in my glasses.
I know, that's right. When I do the videos sometimes, or when I'm talking with you sometimes, especially upstairs, I say, put your glasses back on, but you can only see like that.
Yeah. You see, all you can see on my glasses is like the glare, the reflection of the...
That's what I get when I'm off and on and off and on.
Get some bloody ass work done.
Who said that?
Well, I'll give you two guesses.
Oh.
But yeah, same as I say, I was going to go in bath last night and then couldn't be bothered. So I thought, sod it, I'll go in the morning because Callum's here anyway. So obviously because they're off school. So yeah, Alexander Smith says I can see the glare in your glasses. That's the only problem. But I can't take them off because I can't see anything without them, if you know what I mean. I don't know how to See, I've got to put light on, otherwise I'll be sat here in darkness. And Callum's not interested in watching his wrestling. Keeps saying, open curtains for me, open curtains for me. I'll do it in a minute. But he's got to watch his wrestling before he does anything. He hasn't been in the bath or anything today.
I can smell you from here, Callum.
He's laughing.
I'm listening.
He's laughing and listening, he says. You know, I mean, he's you know, he's not one of these that slouch about and only go in once a week. He does actually go in every single day.
And that's for his age, for a boy.
Yeah.
That's good. That's good. Girls are a bit more fussy, but boys at that age, they don't. Well, the ones that don't seem to.
Well, it's like Chris. I mean, he tends to have a shower when he comes in from work, so he don't have to have a shower in the morning. But he's one of these that, oh, you know, I've been sweating all day, and nature of his work, the fact that, and you know, he just goes straight in. He goes straight. Well, he has coffee and whatever, and then he goes in the bath. Well, either the bath or Pixie needs to do some work for a change. But it was nice to see Gail live last night, although she were sort of moaning about the darkness and everything. It's hi Keith, how are you? But Chris tried the premiere thing last night. It were a last minute decision. I think it were about 10 past, 10:15.
What happened? Did it work?
Yeah, it worked all right. I mean, there weren't a lot of people in, the same as he said, you know, instead of sort of doing it, making the decision last minute, he says, I really ought to thought it through and advertised it and everything first. But Pixies. He says, me and John chilling in the van listening to Two Strange Birds. Hi, John.
Strange bird. Cheeky.
Yeah, he's doing one, he says, Sunday at 8 p.m. So, but it was just one of them spur of the moment things. Oh, I might give it a try. And he set it all up, and it was like,
Hi, Keith. I've just put the chat on the other thing.
It was like a compilation of the Yorkshire Drone Seekers footage. And then sort of afterwards, he said to me, he says, well, whose do you think were best? And of course, I've got to say his, hadn't I? But in all honesty, I think it were.
Hi, darling.
Hello. Lucky, yeah.
Put why is everyone calling me in? And so Chris has put, all right then, old 40. And hiya, Bars, how are you? Hiya, Sharon. Boom, and just like that, I've got 11. The glare's not too bad now. Now he's opened the curtains. So yeah, but it was just one of them things. He just decided, and he fiddled about with it, and he says, I think I'm going to premiere this. He had 5 in. I mean, it weren't bad, it weren't good, but you know what I mean? Same as he says, it were a last minute decision to do it. We aren't advertising it or anything. Baz says, hi, Callum.
Hello, Baz. Hello.
I'm like, get off it, Baz.
Oh, it's Sophie Ian's in the bathroom.
That's
why is everyone calling me Ian?
Well, we're not telepathic. We don't know that it's Sophie, do we? Or is it because I bet it is Ian and he's only saying it's Sophie because I know what he's like.
Yeah, you never know with him, do you?
I know. Oh yeah, that's all right, Stephanie. Stephanie did a live stream and she was doing this drawing, and I says to her, I says, have you got a name for it? And it was like a lady's body, but it got like all octopus tentacles things. So I says, have you got a name for it? So she says, no. So I came up with the idea of Octo Lady. And she liked it, so she wrote it down.
Ah.
So I helped her some way.
Good, her artwork's very good.
Yeah. I mean, but she was doing like this one in like charcoal, like not a coloured. She shown us one that she'd actually done in watercolours as well. Same thing, but you know, like it.
I like charcoal drawings.
Yeah, but it did. I mean, by the time it were getting on a little bit, and I said, you know, we were, and that's when Chris decided to do the blooming premiere, and I says, well, I've just told Stephanie we're going to bed. But it was only like 5 minutes. It went all that long.
Chris was up late last night, wasn't he?
Chris? Not really.
Oh, he must have done it because it must have been my computer because he posted something quite late. I think
it was about 10:45. I think. Well, I some say I don't know past 10:15, Bella, and you know. Some as I say we weren't like late going to bed. Because you know what he's like. I mean, even though sort of me and Callum still ain't got to get up, he still has to get up at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
About time we men spent time in the bathroom. Well, I'm going to tell you something, Baz. You know when Ian went live the other night? It went live for about an hour, and all that time Chris was in the bath. It's only bloke I know that can spend an hour in bath. When I go in, I mean, do what I've got to do and out again. So, you know, and that is nowhere, because I messaged Dean afterwards and I says, I think Chris has fell down plug hole.
Probably just...
So I says, all the while you've been doing that live stream, I says, Chris has been in bath.
It's probably just relaxing, isn't it?
It's still there now, but it does. It puts his phone and puts radio on, and he likes to have a soak in the bath. And I mean, not that he's not got a lot of hair to wash or anything like that, but yeah, and he's only a bloke I know. I mean, Callum's like me. He goes in, does what he's got to do, and back out again. Hiya, Hungry Trophy Trooper. I'm back. Personally, I think Chris didn't want to join me live. You ask him. And when he came down, I says, Ian's been live. And he went, is he still live? I says, no. I says, he's been on an hour. I says, and he's been and gone. I says, no. Because I says to him, I says, how long have I been in Bath? I says, well, put it this way. Ian went live for about an hour.
Oh, I didn't know Ian was live last night either.
No, it weren't last night. I forget what day it were.
Oh, yeah.
Ian will tell you. Saturday.
Oh, when he was at work?
No, it was Saturday. I can't remember.
When he was at work?
I've been to bed since then, Bella. I don't know when it were. Friday. It might even have been Friday.
Was it when he was at work and we were all talking about the songs?
No, that were like live on Facebook. I'm on about. It actually went live on YouTube, I think. Hi, East Dad. How are you?
I must have missed that one.
I'm trying to think. No, you were there because he played your video when they were playing everybody's videos.
Oh, yes, bless him, yes.
Yeah, because he showed Steph where she'd done the Subaru. He did mine where I were making the tray bake crumble thingy.
And me with me roller in.
Yeah, and then you with your roller in. Yeah, I don't know what day it were because I've been to bed since then. But yeah, you were there because he also played White Rose Vlogs as well. So whenever it was then that were when he rinsed bath. And some as I say, I messaged Ian afterwards and I says, I think Chris has fell out plug hole because he's been in bath. And then he asked me when he come down how long he'd been in. I says, well, put it this way. Ian went live. He went live for about an hour. I says, no, while you've been in bath, I says, Ian were live.
I bet he fell asleep.
It sometimes does, Bella. He sometimes does because he's that tired and worn out that sometimes he does.
Yeah.
ASMR. Well, I'll just say no, dear. It's too much of a mouthful to say anything else. Oh dear. So yeah, we've got the 15 viewers in.
Ooh.
Yeah, and guess what, Chris? Did you see what Chris has put? It says that fish cake for dinner.
Yeah, I could just eat one of them.
I have sent Ian an invitation, but if he's in the bathroom or
I don't want to see him in the bathroom.
I'm going to say if he's not decent, let's say. So, but I said to Chris this morning, I says, what do you fancy for dinner? He says, I might call for a fish cake on my way home. I don't know what I've done, Bella, but all my ears ever so sore. I don't know why. I ain't had any earrings or anything in it. I just got up this morning and I feel like a lump there.
Oh, you must have like a boil, like a spot coming up in your ear.
It's ever so painful. It's. I thought to myself this morning, have I lay funny on my ear or something? But
sometimes if you get a little spot come up in the gristly part of your ear here, it can really hurt.
Yeah, I'm going to say I don't know what it is. I mean, it tints off red, but it's just
might be a bite. Do you think it might be a bite?
I don't know. It's just like there. And having just felt at it, it feels like I've got a little bit of it. Same as you say, it could be a spot.
Yeah, it is. That's how they turn up in the ear, isn't it?
He says he's going to make the fish cake. Ooh.
He's going to make it?
Yeah, that Baz. That's what Baz says. And Ian says he's stroking his pussy.
What's new?
So yeah. Hey, Suki.
Yeah, that'd be nice. I'll hold you to that, Baz. I'll hold you to that, sweetheart.
Yeah, there you go, Baz. So that's your lady wife has thrown the gauntlet down to you there.
I'll hold you to that, yeah.
She's going to be the official taste tester because she's tasted the Yorkshire fish cake, so she can compare the two.
All the recipes that I've ever seen for fish cakes are always end up with the mushy fish.
Yeah. Baz says keep it clean, Ian. Oh, we might even film it as well. There you go.
Yeah, that'd be a good idea.
Yeah.
I'll film it. You can film me eating it.
Well, you see, the thing is as well, Bella, Baz won't have to do a disclaimer like I do because he is a qualified chef.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true, that.
Why have I?
Who is that?
Oh, it says show or hide because I've done this thing where, you know, inappropriate or whatever comment, and it says show or hide, and I've pressed hide by. Sorry, Alexander. So I didn't mean to do that. I meant to show it, not hide it. But hey ho. Get the stretcher ready, Bella.
A And my husband's a really good cook. He is a really good cook.
Well, you see, the thing is, Bella, I mean, you've tasted the Yorkshire fish cake, so it's only, what's it? He says to Chris, you're going to be a guinea pig. But I mean, what I'm saying is, you've tasted the ones from our way, you know, and it's sort of, you know,
it's whet me appetite.
No, I don't think it was, Alexander, because what I've done is over the past few weeks, we've had certain issues, right? So I've gone into my community settings, and basically anything inappropriate or swear words or things like that, they are automatic, because you haven't got a blue wrench. Everything that anybody says well, not everything, but if YouTube deem that as to be inappropriate or whatever, they hold it for me to review it before actually publishing it. And what I did, I meant to, because it comes up with a little box and it says show or hide. But I should have clicked on show, but by mistake I clicked on hide. If you understand that. Hi, WrestleMania. It says, don't forget, I think that's supposed to say, don't forget the vinegar and brown sauce, but it says go sauce. It's predictive, what's it on his phone? It's a good job I'm here to decipher what he's saying.
Oh, we all know. We all speak Pixieese on here.
But yeah, so that's the explanation behind that. It's I mean, like the others that's got a blue wrench could possibly put anything in that they like, but they don't. But
you give me ideas now.
Hey?
Give me ideas now.
But it's because Alexander hasn't got a blue wrench and he's put a comment, which basically there you go. Yeah, somebody's took care of it and somebody's shown it this time, you see. So it says, yeah, Jeanette, because the word pussy, because it's classed as a naughty word. Yeah. Well, you see, that some as I say, the other moderators can either show or hide it, which, you know, that's what the job of a moderator is. But you know, on that occasion I pressed the wrong button. I do apologize.
Good job you got blue wrench here, and we'd had boxes coming up here, there and everywhere.
So Chris is going. He says, have a good one, guys. So I'll show you the fish cake when I come in. Trust him.
I want to find out where Ian got that one, but I think it's too far for me to go. I know you can't get them in Warrington. But that one he showed the other day looked quite nice.
He had another one on Sunday night. Because I put in the Facebook chat, I says, are you saving it and taking it home for Sophie? And he says, no, I've eaten it. He says, why do I always get the blame? I'm sweet and innocent and never swear. Yeah.
Right. Where's that pink line over again?
But, yeah. Well, it's not only that, Alexander. I mean, same as I say, a few weeks ago, we had a few issues, you know, with certain people, and it's basically, you know, I've sort of, that's why I've hid the thumbs up and thumbs down, Two, I've had to sort of be strict on, because even though certain people are hidden or banned, let's say, it's still, they can still comment, I think, on my videos, etc.
I'm not sure how it works, Ginny.
So just to be on the, it will like a precautionary thing, basically. So like, it's like any comments on my videos, I have to approve them. I mean, it's sad when you've got to do things like that, isn't it?
Yeah.
Hiya, Salvatore. Yeah, so it's a case of, you know, it's, you've got to protect yourself. It's protecting me. It's protecting, you know, people I have on the panel, my friends. You know, it's a protection thing.
Mm.
But
oh, I had an idea last night.
Did you?
Yeah.
Wonders will never cease.
Yeah, I was thinking about that a while ago. Well, I'll talk to you about it anyway. But
yeah,
a while ago, remember you started a channel up with Gail, and
yeah,
about bargains.
Yeah.
I was wondering if a group of us could rekindle that.
Yeah. I mean, it's still there. I mean, it's still active.
Yeah, I thought like a few of us could go in. You, me, Pixie, the Motley crew, basically.
Yeah. Well, it's like doing it from different angles. I mean, Gail did there's only like 3 videos on there. One that Chris did, one that I did myself. Obviously, I sort of went, you know, hi, Mary, how are you? But yeah, I mean, it's like Ian with his lights and everything for his booster boards, and it's basically
like tips and things.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
tips. Yeah.
I mean, you sort of part of the beauty community, so you can sort of any bargains or whatever that you find, or
yeah, I thought it'd be a good idea.
Well, I'm going to tell you a story now, Bella. When I ordered the shopping at Asda, I went onto the George website.
Oh, yeah.
So there were a few things that I wanted, right? So other week, I got one of these, you know, the pudding basin things. Chris, it had dropped out of the cupboard and it had smashed.
Yeah.
So I said to Chris, I says, I'm going to have a look. Well, anyway, I went on to the George website, and the proper Pyrex, £3.
Well, that's good.
So I ordered one of them, and then I seen this like glass flan dish that were only £4. So I've actually ordered like, well, I ordered the flan dish, the pudding bowl, another large loaf tin, and 2 more like Victoria sandwich tins.
Yeah.
£16 altogether.
Yeah, it's a bargain.
Which ain't too bad. Well, so then I had an email saying that the 2 glass items were coming separately, and the other, you know, the loaf tin and the 2 sandwich tins were coming separately. So anyway, gets up yesterday morning, I'd had an email. Your order number, it's coming with Hermes. It'll be delivered today. And if I can just mute my camera, I'm just going to get the box and I'll show it you. And that's exactly how it arrived. I'll just mute.
I bet it's going to be like super drugs. Go on. Super drugs always put like 2 little eyeshadows or 2 little deodorants in a massive, great big box.
Ooh. It's all right, I'm muting my microphone. I don't need to. I'll just right. I didn't want you seeing me my bottom. Well, you're going to laugh at this. And this is exactly how it came and how I actually complained to the driver. And that's how it came.
Oh, my goodness.
And all, I didn't have to do anything. I just took them out of here. And that's how it arrived up.
You should get in touch with George.
That's exactly how it arrived. Look, all dinted, all.
That's really bad.
And that was delivered by Hermes.
That's really bad.
I mean, look at that. Let's take to that. And that's exactly how it arrived. And all I did when the items came, I mean, that is basically what they were wrapped in. No bubble wrap, nothing. Just a bit of tissue paper. And I don't know what the heck that is. It's like a brown mesh stuff.
That's really bad.
That's it. That's all they were wrapped in.
That is really bad.
White tissue paper. And I don't know what the heck that is because I've never seen it before. It's like a paper, but it's like olive paper. And that's, I mean, that's there. I got them out. I got them out there. And that
must have been wrapped in the box. It's the ones they're not broke.
Yeah, that's how it came. And I says to Chris, I didn't have to take no tape or anything off. I just put my hand in like that and pulled them out.
That's disgusting.
But I've heard a lot of bad press about Hermes, just throwing things about it. But same as you said, Bella, it being glass, it's a wonder they weren't broke, but they were intact. It was just the fact that, I mean,
you've got your other bits yet.
No, they're arriving separately. I don't know whether it would cost like one that others is like tin and they were glass. I don't know.
Well, they didn't take much care.
But I said, I mean, this were the attitude of the driver, right? Because I'd had this email and it says between 2 and 6. I think it was about 4:15 when they came. So, I've got a parcel for you. Handed it over and I went, blooming heck. I says, what's happened to this? He says, oh, it's probably got damaged at the warehouse. That's his attitude. He's probably got damaged at warehouse. He weren't bothered. He sort of just here in your hand. So long as you sign for it, they couldn't give him. I have took pictures, Baz. That's the first thing I did before I even attempted to take the things out of it. I took pictures. But
yeah, it is unacceptable.
Boys. Hi, Lucy. Sorry I missed you. Must have been getting the box. But yeah, that's how it arrived. So I'm going to wait. Because you see, I weren't expecting it till today. Because when I initially ordered them, I ordered, some as I say, the 2 glass things. And then the other, you know, the metal things. And it sort of, when it came through, it says they're not like charging me 2 lots of postage, just, you know, the one. Because it were like all on one order, but because they were glass and tin, that they were going to send them separately. But I mean, a massive box for that, like that, for 2 items. Plus, I mean, that was the state it came in yesterday.
It is Hermes as well for throwing it about, but Asda's actually should have wrapped that more securely.
But yeah, I mean, I expected him with them being Pyrex.
Yeah.
I think if had they not have been Pyrex, because I know Pyrex are durable and they are wearing, if you know what I mean. But had it not have been Pyrex, had it just been an ordinary glass, I think they'd have been smashed to smithereens by the time they got here.
Yeah.
You see what is?
Honestly.
This is I went to B&M and found a penguin once. Yes, we all saw it, Ian.
Lucky, lucky, lucky.
Right around.
Yeah. But yeah, it's a case of I did complain to the driver, and he just said, "Oh, it's probably them in us to wear us."
Says, do you want to get?
And then, and then walked off.
It
Is
says,
it-
did you want to get in touch because they're the ones that packed it.
Yeah, and it were a case of, well, I've done what I've been paid to do. I don't care.
Yeah, we'd definitely complain, wouldn't we, Bez?
But it were a case of, I mean, they weren't even wrapped properly.
No, we can see that.
You know what I mean? You would have thought at least, with it being glass, they'd put bubble wrap round it, which would be the obvious thing to do. But as you can see, a bit of tissue paper, and I don't know what the heck that other thing is. It looks like, I don't know, some sort of paper. There, look, Callum. It's all right. He's wanting his phone.
On charge.
Wait, that's all I'll say. What's he up to?
We'll call Cowgirl or Cowboys. B&M caught fire in York, so there's a new B&M. We've got one not so far up the road, but it's not like, it only stocks certain items, let's say. It's not, because see, Keith bought a black halogen lamp type of thing, and Chris says, "Oh, that'd be ideal for me." But we went to our local B&M, and they says, "Oh, only I think it's Superstore or something, stocking with something." He says, "Bonfire night, come early in York then." But Ian's got something planned for later. He says, "Wait till later." That's all I can say.
What's he going to be doing?
Well, hopefully, touch wood, I'll be doing my vlog later on.
Oh, what you doing?
Pumpkin cheesecake.
Oh.
And when I had the shopping delivered, I actually bought a whole pumpkin. I'm not looking forward to scooping it all out and whatever, but so I did look for tinned pumpkin or whatever, but couldn't find any. So, but it's like pumpkin with cream cheese mixed in, and on top it's double cream. So Stephanie's going pumpkin cheesecake. But you see, I mean, like there's that many recipes about a pumpkin and pumpkin like pie, and I thought, well, it's something different. So I'll just show. Oh, Gordon Bennett. Oh, that's the picture of it. That's pumpkin cheesecake.
Looks lovely.
So it's like a biscuit base. On the bottom, it's like a digestive biscuit base. Then obviously you've got the pumpkin in the middle, and that's mixed in with cream cheese, nutmeg, cinnamon, you name it. And then that on the top is double cream. So, and then I did consider doing that one until I found out it's marshmallows on top. Yeah. Same as Chris says, you can, like, with baking, you can improvise, can't you?
Yeah.
And I did think of doing like white chocolate, just white chocolate, because that actual cobweb thing is actually melted marshmallows.
In your hands, though, I didn't know.
Yeah, and it does say like you've got to test and I thought, well, knowing me, I'll end up with marshmallow all over my glasses, all in my hair, all on my clothes and everywhere. And that's coming from a chef, Baz. It says Mrs. P's lemon drizzle cannot beat it. Very, very, very nice. My lemon drizzle is legendary. Why are pumpkins called pumpkins?
No idea.
No idea. Stephanie says, I saw a cake being made with a spider web melted marshmallows and they had gloves on. And all I could think of was you. Well, same as I said. Knowing me, Stephanie, I'd get it all in my hair, all up. I'd have,
I don't like the thought of opening it in my hands and then giving it to someone to eat. I don't like the thought of that.
That's it. That's it. And that's what put me off as well, Bella. The fact that, well, I mean, it's that bit where it says you've got to put it in your hands. It's only to test, because if it's too runny, it won't pour very well. Yeah. If it's too sticky, then it not have the same effect. It's only like a little tester thing that, you know what I mean? You know where I says you've got to test it in between your fingers. It's like just testing it to see, you know, the thing of it, if you know what I mean. But no, you don't use your fingers to actually put the thing on the cake. It's just taste it. It's like one of them things. If you melt it too much, then it's not going to spread evenly. Yeah. But if it's not melted enough, you know, it's not going to go on it at all, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I did download a couple of cupcake recipes, so I might even sort of do, because I mean cupcakes is easy, you know what I mean. And the one that I printed out, it's just a case of a bit of cocoa and icing sugar and whatever. So it's, you know. No, it was fish cake or some of my lemon juice.
You can't answer that. The shopping don't come to tomorrow. It's like old Mother Rabbit's here.
You see, we had on delivered at the weekend.
No, it's not too bad because I did a big shop when the kids were coming.
Yeah.
So I didn't have to it was like a top up this week.
Yeah. Well, what I said to Chris the other day, even though I had some shopping come on Saturday, like bread, milk and things like that, I might do a little bit of a top-up shop towards the weekend, if you know what I mean.
I always have to do that.
Because with Callum being off, it's not so bad. But I can only order it at weekends because I can't physically carry it from front door and, you know. I mean, even though sort of I helped Chris put the shopping away, you know, we've got like this little chain gang thing sort of thing going on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's like when the cat meat, I sit with it on my knee, thing, and then I pass in the cans, if you know what I mean. Oh, Alexander's Googled it and he says they're called pumpkins because it's a pumped up vegetable filled with air.
Oh, there you go. You learn something every day.
Well, that's it. Right, I'm going while I got a chance to get in the bathroom. What's she trying to say, Bella? You take all the time.
I know.
Oh, dear.
What I put.
Son of. Well, the only thing I've got to say to Baz, it takes time and effort to look as good as what Bella does.
Thank you, my darling.
That's all I'm saying. You know, us ladies, you know, we do.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? It's like me, Bella, this morning. I sat there and I'd been in the bath and sort of just as I came down, Callum got out of bed. And it's like, I've got like 3 speeds on my hairdryer, right? So I put mousse in my hair and I've got like a little round, a little round brush. So I sits there and I've got one of these like mirrors on a stand.
Yeah.
You know.
Vanity mirror.
Yeah. Well, it's not got no lights or anything on. It's just like it's just on a stand and it's got like magnified or normal, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, I have to have a magnified bit. But I sat there, I got mirror on here, right? So just as Callum came down, I would just squirt it mousse into my hands. And I always brush my hair through first, put the mousse on, then sort of put it through with my fingers in my hair. And then I brush it again, make sure all mousse is absorbed into my hair. So I'm sat here, I put hair dryer on, but I always put it on the first speed. So it gives me chance. I mean, because on the second speed, it's like one of these that where you know what I mean? And that's only on the second speed. So I always put it on the first one and I get me thing. And you know. So I can't stood there anyway. Why you got it on that speed? And I went, because it gives it makes it more, you know, it gives a chance to style it with brush and dry it. Yeah. So like something I said, if I were to put it on second speed, Callum, I says I'd look like I'd stuck my finger in the socket. You know what I mean? Even though like my hair's short on top, I said it'd be like that, all like And I was thinking, well, the lad sort of standing there and asking me 20 questions about me drying my hair. I'm only sat drying my hair. You know what I mean? And it was like 20 questions. So and I'm having to sit there explaining, well, it being a slow speed, it gives me a chance to curl it round my brush and sort of dry it. So it's not all like fly away.
Yeah, that's right, Baz.
Hiya, choppers. How are you? I mean, it's like Chris and Callum, as you know. I cut their hair for them with clippers.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, I've always said, well, they'll never need an hair dryer.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean? It's a case of their hair's that short that they don't need an hair dryer anyway. A rub with towel and that's it. Job done. Oh, Choppers has got a new job.
Job?
Yeah, he says he's got a new job.
Oh.
Yeah, well, that's the thing as well, Stephanie. I mean, I like to look after my hair. I always like shampoo it and condition it and then leave the conditioner on a little bit because, and that's another thing, because it don't damage your hair. I mean, mine's in relatively... I mean, I have put a little bit of hairspray on this morning, even though sort of... But it's like some bits are a little bit wispy. So what I do is I spray hairspray and like...
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right up Chopper Street. It says working at a recycling.
Oh, yeah, that's right up his street.
Yeah. It'll be confiscating everything as it comes through gates. Choppers will.
Yeah, well done, Mark. That's good.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm just going to put something on for Bazzy's breakfast.
Plus it gives him what's it to, let's say, recycle more stuff, or you know, is probably see someone and say, oh, I could do with that. I could do with that. Chopper says I don't have any hair to worry about. Oh, that he says, Bella, it's about 5 minutes from his house as well.
Oh, that's good. That's good, love.
So that's ideal.
That's handy.
But you see, the thing is, Stephanie, up until a year ago, I'd got long black hair. So if you watch some of my earlier vlogs, I've got long black hair.
Really long?
Yeah, it was sort of like, it were long. And I got to the point where I couldn't do anything with it. I'd wash it, I'd dry it, try and style it. But then 5 minutes later, I'd look like something cat had dragged through bush. So I just made the decision last Christmas. I says, right, I said to Chris, what do you think to me having all my hair cut off, going back, because this is like more my original colour. When I were younger, I was ginger. but then sort of as I got older, it went brown. So I was right. It was like just a transformation. I mean, when I went to hairdressers, she were umming and ahhing. Now, do you really want to do this? Your hair's in lovely condition. It were black, you know, and she was saying, do you think you're making the right decision? But same as I say, even the hairdresser, after she'd done it, when I told her what I wanted doing, I wanted brown with some blonde highlights in. After she'd done it, she says, do you know something? She says, it really suits you.
Yeah.
She says, it makes you look 10 years younger.
Yeah. It was a drastic change, though, wasn't it?
It were a drastic change. And funnily enough, I made a joke to the hairdressers and I said, could I have the ponytail that you've cut off? Because she like put it in like an elastic band and just chopped it off, my ponytail. So I said, jokingly, I says, well, my husband is going bald. I says, can I have my ponytail? I says, and I can go and stick it on his head. So what she do, she puts some elastic round it, puts it in a plastic bag and gave it me back. So basically, I've still got me black ponytail. So I have actually still got it. But yeah, it was just sort of when I revealed it on one of Chris's live streams, and everybody's saying, wow, you know, wow, you know, you look so different.
Yeah.
But it's what people, it's like you, Bella. Let's say, for instance, you got fed up and, oh, I'm going to have all my hair cut off. I'm going to have it cut in a bob, or I'm going to have it cut short, and I'm going to change the colour and everything. It's what people are used to seeing you.
Yeah.
I mean, people have got used to seeing me like with short hair now.
Yeah.
But if, like a lot of people look back on my old vlogs, I have got jet black long hair.
I'll have to show you my wig one day. I'll come on with your wig on.
I'm going to say you did send me a picture of your wig, because didn't they send it you to review it or something?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay then, Baz, don't cut your throat while you're at it. He's going for a shave. Just make sure you have your breakfast first. Well, I'm not kidding you, Bella. You know, when Chris buys some new razors, he comes down and he's got all these little bits of toilet paper stuck all over his face.
Well, we sent a while ago. Baz belongs to like one of them razor postal services.
Yeah, I have seen them advertised on telly.
And it's good. It's very cheap and it's a really good quality razor. And every now and again they have to send for the handle, a new handle. But otherwise, they come through every 2 months, the razors.
I was going to say, so, don't some of them do the, you know, the shave balm and...
Yeah, they do, but it works out more expensive with them. So
I'm going to say, I've actually seen them advertised on the telly.
Yeah.
But I sort of, you know, they advertise like these boxes comes with everything you need, like, you know, your shaving foam and your after balm or whatever.
And what we normally do is I get all this shaving gel and that, and after balm from Asda when I shop.
Chris does. I mean, he don't like the shaving foam. He likes the gel.
Yeah, Baz does.
Chris prefers the gel to the shaving foam. I don't know why. I mean, I don't, you know, I don't shave, but I don't know why he prefers the gel. But he has the one for sensitive skin.
Yeah, so does Baz.
Isn't that funny? me and you were a lot alike, and Baz and Chris are so much alike, if you know what I mean. But yeah, Chris just has the, you know, I think it's about £1, isn't it? But he has the gel. He don't care much for the foam. He likes the gel.
Yeah, Baz is the same.
Alexander says, I cut mine now with hair cutters now as grows till look. In other words, I think he says it grows it till it looks like a bush.
And then cuts it.
But
hair
you
is
see the
very
thing is,
wiry.
yeah, you see the thing is with Chris, he only shaves every other day. He don't shave every day. He shaves every other day. But he has to keep himself clean shaven for his job, if you know what. Because it's all right saying to customers, "Oh, I'm trying to grow a beard or grow a tash or whatever," but he's got to look presentable. But just got some birthday cheesecake. Oh,
Baz could shave in the morning and he'd need another shave at night.
well, Callum's just got to the point where he's going to have to start shaving soon. Let's just put it that way. Oh yeah, Baz says he's gonna send me a link via messenger.
Yeah. That's a better place. There's loads of ones. The ones on the telly work out quite dear, but the one we get it from is good. I can't remember where I found it, but it's good. It's a good one I use.
But you see, the thing is with Chris, it's either he likes them. How can I put it? Like sometimes how they have the lubricating strip. Top. He don't like single razors. It's either got to be double or triple. But he prefers them with the lubricating strip across the top because it does cut easy. It does cut,
Baz is really, really, his hair is like wire. It's really wire. And his beard, if he shaves in the morning, honestly, but if he left it 2 days, it's like having needles all over.
I'm going to say, will it be like Forrest Gump?
It's like
when he run that thing, and by the time he'd done it, got like a great bit. But yeah, Chris is not too bad. He can sort of do it every other day, if you know what I mean. And
I've got to go to the toilet.
Yeah,
you didn't know that, did you?
I call it like a 6 o'clock shadow, if you know what I mean.
Right, I'm off for a little while, Jeanette.
Okie dokie then, Bella. See you later.
See you later.
Are you packed mule? 9:15. It's 11:14 here. We see what it were. Our clocks went back at the weekend, so we put our clocks back an hour. So it's like mucked everything up as knowing people's time, time difference, because I don't think the US, is it 4th, I think they go back. But it sort of messed it up with the UK putting their clocks back. I mean, let's say, for instance, it's 11:14 here now. Hadn't we put the clocks back, it would have been 12:15. Yeah, I thought it was next weekend because I did see something. I think it was on Facebook that it was 4th of November that the American clocks go back. But yeah, so we actually put ours back at the weekend, so we sort of, let's say, an hour behind what we would normally be. But that's like they go back an hour in October and forward an hour in March. So you see, this is where because obviously Australia's in the future in front of us, and Stephanie's in Colorado, and it's it gets confusing when we put it on back, but the Americans don't put theirs back till So what do you want to laugh? Yeah, go on then, Alexander. It's all right, we could do with a laugh. But you see, when Choppers goes live on a Sunday morning, it's sort of like early hours. You just set the alarm. but yeah, it does get a bit confusing, same as I say, when ours go back, and you know, the Americans don't go back till sort of week after, and then you've got the Australians, because Chopper's from Australia. So it does get a little confusing at times, because you see, when Stephanie came on before, it was like 3 in the morning, but now it's 4, because obviously we've gone back an hour. So so sort of like Stephanie being 7 hours behind us, she's now 6 hours behind us, but she'll probably be 7 again at the weekend. So but yeah, I mean, it's like when you went live yesterday, Stephanie, it was our evening, if you know what I mean. So it weren't too bad, but same as I said in the chat, it were getting late, and then for some reason Pixie decided they were going to premiere this video we'd put together. So I says to him, I says, well, it is one of these that is very, not impatient, but he wanted to do it there and then, instead of waiting and sort of thinking ahead and advertising it for today. It was one of these where I want to do it now. I bought an item from China and FedEx sent it, and so I've got a notification thing come up. FedEx sent it, and Gordon Bennett, I'm getting fed up with these pop-up things. FedEx sent it and delivered it, and the day later they sent me a text message saying they want import duty of nearly £20. Huh? Well, surely you paid that when you ordered it. That is ridiculous. I mean, it's like more or less holding your item to ransom, saying, well, unless you pay this £20, you're not getting your item. Yeah, got to try and do that once a week. I enjoyed it, and I know how that is. I need to find a good day to do it so everyone can enjoy it. But I was on, you were on for 2 hours. You didn't do too badly then. Same as I say, I stopped sort of as long as possible. I were ready for bed. I mean, Chris has to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning to go to work. And I said, you know, obviously we're going to bed. And then he decided to do that. And I thought, well, it's only for 5 minutes. He premiered it. And it were only like a 5-minute sort of video. So, but same as I said, I couldn't leave him high and dry. I said, well, I'll stick around, you know, and same as he said, had he thought it through. You know, I couldn't leave him high and dry, so it were only for 5 minutes. So I said, right, you know, had he thought it through, he'd have probably done it, left it till sort of early evening tonight, you know, but it's one of these that, oh, they delivered it and then said you owed them £20. Well, you know where I'd have said, well, I've already got it, so it makes no difference to me. Whistle for it. So I hope you enjoyed your birthday, Choppers. Same as I say, hopefully my vlog will, I don't know whether he'll publish it later. It will be done and filmed later. I don't know whether, because Chris is like, when it comes to my vlogs and everything, I mean, he does the editing for me. I'll be honest with everyone, I can't edit. So it's one of these things where he likes to take his time. He likes to make because it's for me, not for himself. He likes to take his time and make sure it's right before it's published. So it's a case of He likes to do it right when it comes to my vlogs. So can't say it's going to be published later. It might be published tomorrow. And later tomorrow afternoon, I've got the physiotherapist with me hand. So I'm hoping that they can do something about it. Probably not, but hey ho. We can but try. I mean, I did when I went for my injection. Yeah. Hiya, Flying Monkey. How are you? Okay. Fingers crossed, choppers. $215 for the metal. $215 for the metal for the roof. But this is it. I mean, I'd think to myself, well, I've got my item. You know, what they're going to do, sue me for $20, £20. You know what I mean? I've got my item. You know. So yeah, Bella's popped off. I think she needed the toilet. Plus she was making Baz something to eat. Yeah, I'm not too bad. I'm still a bit, you know, bunged up, and I felt like I'd got a pull muscle in my back. It's still twinging a little bit, but it's not as bad as it was. Like, I mean, like I will lay flat out on Sunday night. That was the only position I could get in where it didn't hurt me. Oh, it's laser cut to fit. Oh, yeah. You've just got, basically, you're getting it all cut and whatever. You've just got to put it together. I get what you're saying, choppers. So, but yeah, I mean, at least you can see sort of the end result on the horizon, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, I mean, I did show people in the chat earlier on. I ordered some things from Asda, George, you know, like some glassware, and I've got another order coming later on in the week. But if you'd have seen the packaging, it were absolutely terrible. Milan Alexander's seen it, and I've shown them the box, and that is exactly how it came. I'll just show choppers and everything. And it were delivered by Hermes, and that is exactly how it arrived. And all I had to do was put my hand in and get the things out. And to say it were glassware, that's basically all it were packed in. Bit of tissue. And I don't know what that is. It's some sort of paper. I don't know what it is. So yeah, that's how it came. And when I mean, look at the state of it. That's exactly how it came. That is it, exactly how it came. All battered, all dinted and everything. So, yeah, so I'll be shooting an email off to them later. Yeah. It were like George Asda, which is like Walmart in the USA. And it were like a glass pudding bowl and a glass flan dish. And that is exactly how the box arrived. That is the packaging that it came in. How it didn't break, I don't know. Bella says, I'm just sorting some stuff out, but I've got my eyes on you. But, oh, he's ordered you a ring, Stephanie. So if it's other than, you know, if it's a certain, you know, you'll have to tell everyone. But I mean, I even complained to the delivery driver and I went, "What? Look at the state of that." And his attitude was, "Well, it could have been, that could have happened in the warehouse. Bye, see you," and they were gone. You open it's not for proposing, but it's, I don't know what they did with it. But you see, Hermes has got a bad reputation. You know, there've been a lot of complaints as regards. I mean, I did take pictures before I even emptied the box. I did take pictures of it beforehand to send off to Asda, etc. You know, just to prove that that was the state it came in. So it were basically, you know, that's how it arrived. I didn't have to cut no tape. I didn't have to do anything. I just put my hand in, took the items out, and to say it's just wrapped in tissue paper and some other, no bubble wrap, nothing. So I will be shooting an email off to Asda later on with the pictures attached, and this is how it arrived. You know, I have got another parcel arriving because I ordered 2 glass items, and I also ordered 2 a loaf tin and 2 like 8-inch sandwich tins. Now, when I did the ordering, they did say they'll both be coming in separate packages. So I'm going to wait and see as well what the state the other package is in. I don't know, Lucy. Same as I say, there were 2 parts. Some say one was a pudding bowl and one was like a glass flan dish, both Pyrex, but that's not the point. There was glass items in a massive box like that, packed in nothing other than tissue paper and like some other paper. What are that supposed to protect it? I don't know. I will. Well, you see, the thing is, Chopper, in a few weeks' time, Chris is packing up work to become my full-time carer. So we'll have more time to go and get your parcel together. So, yes. So within the next few weeks, it will be sorted. Don't worry. It's only the fact that Chris works 5 days a week. I can't get out to ours. So that's sort of been the hold up. I mean, Crimson Fantasy won my giveaway. But the fact of the matter is, I just don't, I'm not able to get out. So it's basically, there's yours and there's Crimson's have got to be sorted. So once Chris finishes work, we'll have time to do it. Yeah. It was Hermes that delivered it to Flying Monkey. So, I mean, Hermes has got a bad reputation. You know, I've seen some horrific things where they're just chucking things on people's roof and just chucking them over wall, and you know what I mean. He did actually bring it to the door, but once I seen it and I said to him, I says, "Blooming heck," I says, "just look at the state of this," and he went, "Oh, it's probably them in warehouse that's done that." And then walked off, got my signature and walked off. As if to say, well, I've done my job. I couldn't get Flying Monkey. Sorry, Flying Monkey. Hi, Kelly, how are you? I don't know, Bella. Well, I did it, you know, I didn't do the picker thing. I just put everyone's name in a dish, put my hand in and pulled it out, and Crimson won it. It's only like a lemon drizzle box cake mix from Asda. So basically, I chose that in being that I do a lot of baking, you see. So it's still in the cupboard. It's still waiting to be delivered. It's just a case you've got to buy a box to put the items in. Then you've got to have it weighed, etc. It's just Chris don't have the time. It works between 7:30 and 4 o'clock. Yeah, I got that impression, Choppers, that, you know, he didn't care. He's done his job. He's delivered it, you know. But to me, it's too oversized box. I mean, they could have put it in a smaller box, one for a starter. And you've seen the state of it, and that's exactly how it came. You know what I mean? I mean, I know for a fact that Hermes drivers are paid for how many drops or how many deliveries that they make. So it'd be, you know, here, you've got your parcel, bye. See ya. Yeah, yeah. Same as I said, Bella, I mean, we're going to have a lot more time. I can get out a lot more with Chris being not working. So we're going to be able to do a lot of things that we haven't been able to do before. I think he is actually working Saturday this week, for the fact that obviously John's been off for quite a while. So they've got to play a little bit of catch up at the moment. Well, that's it, Choppers. Same as I say, I've always promised you I'd do it, and I will do it. It's just the time factor and the fact that I can't. I mean, if I were able to get out or drive, it wouldn't have been a problem. I could have gone to the post office. I could have sorted it myself. But the fact of the matter is that I can't get out. I don't drive. And our nearest post office is miles away. Yeah, you did say that the other day, Flying Monkey. Well, I mean, that's his fault that he gave you the wrong address. So, you know, I mean, that's not your fault. You posted it in all good faith. It weren't your fault that the guy gave you the wrong address. Hi, Crimson, how are you? Did you want an invite up, Crimson? So, yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, that's not your fault. You posted it in all good faith. It's the guy's fault that gave you the wrong address in the first place. I mean, I don't know about anybody else, but I know my name, my address, and my postcode off by heart. So, I mean, it's not hard to figure that one out for somebody that don't know their own address. But you see, the thing is, Flying Monkey, you've got to think, did he give you the wrong address on purpose? Is it one of his friends and then he's trying to scam you for another T-shirt and then giving you the right address? So then he ends up with 2 T-shirts. I mean, you probably didn't think about that. Oh, you got the... Does Crimson want an invite up? Bella's been on, but she had to go to the toilet, plus she's had to go and do some breakfast. So I shouldn't have sent it to him, actually, because he gave me the post office address. But, I mean, you don't know what's... Well, you know, you don't know what some people are capable of. I mean, it's like, let's say, like me ordering a T-shirt and me sending it to my friend's address and then saying, oh, sorry, I gave you the wrong address, and then giving you my proper address. They're expecting probably to get 2 T-shirts. I mean, when all's said and done, it's not your fault that he's gave you the wrong address. It's his. you know, his loss. I mean, I know it's sort of not very nice to say that kind of thing, but you know, if that were me, you know, and I were doing like merch or things like that, I'd make sure I'd got the person's right address. I'd sort of, you know, email them and say, well, is this address correct? Are you sure you've got the right address? Blah, 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 just so they don't, you know, rip you off. Oh, I'll have to have a look at that after the live stream then, Choppers. So yeah, some as I say, it's I mean, when all said and done, not everybody's honest, let's say. You know, I mean, I'm as honest as the day is long, you know, I mean, like I've just said to Choppers, I will get it sent out to him because Choppers sent me a package. And I will, it will come. It will come. So it's just a case of circumstances have predicted that at the moment we've not been able to, you know, I've not been able to get to the post office. You know, and Crimson will tell you, you know, he won my giveaway. That still hasn't been sent yet because of the time factor, the factor that I can't get out to the post office myself, and Chris works during the day, Monday to Friday. Yeah. Well, I mean, you did everything right there, Flying Monkey. Make it a Christmas present. Well, some as I say, Chris officially finishes work on the 20th of November. So hopefully you'll get it by Christmas. And it not being this monstrosity that my things came in yesterday. But I did take pictures of it, so I will be shooting an email off to Asda later on. I have got the it's got the order number, purchase item, it says we hope you're completely happy with your Asda purchase. If not, we'll be happy to exchange refund based on our policy below. Please visit. So if for any reason you are not satisfied, but that's on about returns. So there's a telephone number, so I might actually ring them a bit later on. Yeah. I mean, it's a sad state of affairs, but not everybody's honest. Not everybody's honest. You know, they'll try anything, any scam, you know, just to get something for nothing, as I say. Oh, Chopper says, I have to get my camper back from my dad's place. He has to move house in the next few months. So road trip time. Wow. So basically you've got to drive like 16 hours there and 16 hours back just to go and pick it up and bring it back. So, I mean, obviously you'll probably stay over a few days to recover. But yeah, Flying Monkey's just been saying, Bella, that somebody ordered a T-shirt from him and then proceeded to email him and say that he'd sent him the wrong address. But same as I said, it's not Flying Monkey's fault. He was given the wrong address, so it's not his fault. Yeah. A little bit of love from Bugsy on the Facebook group. I'll take a look in a bit, Stephanie. But yeah, it's not so much I'm wanting to return the items, it's the fact that I'm wanted to make a complaint about the state of the box. Yeah, sounds like a con. But it's Flying Monkey Bella that had they tried to swindle. Yeah, same as I said, it's easy enough for me to order something and then send it to me a friend's address and say, well, look, sorry, I gave you the wrong address. Can you send me another one? And then give them your proper address, so you actually getting two. Sort of, Ian. Well, that's it. That's it. I mean, in my opinion, they're taking advantage of you because you giving that person, giving it to him. You know, you're giving him something for nothing. You know, yeah. But you see, it all depends, Stephanie, if the address that he originally gave him was a friend's address. I mean, you know, I mean, it's like once, like, let's say I ordered some earrings from Argos. We've got Argos in the UK. And, well, Chris ordered some earrings for me. Now, everything else were delivered except for these earrings. Now, when we rung Argos and said, well, look, everything else has arrived except for these earrings. And they says, well, they've been delivered. And he says, well, what address did you deliver them to? Because we've not had them. And it transpires that they'd actually... But what I can't get is the fact that these items had to be signed for. Now, a pair of gold earrings, you know, they have to be signed for. Now, whoever they delivered to them must have signed for them in my name. So we contacted Argos and we said, well, look, everything else has come, but these earrings, well, they've been delivered. Well, they says, well, not, we said, not to this address, they haven't. So basically, we had to weigh it for them, you know, finding out exactly where they've been delivered to. And then they sort of emailed us or phoned us back, says, yeah, they've been delivered, not to the address that you've given us, but to another address. But whoever's address that was had signed for them in my name or Chris's name. You know what I mean? So, I mean, it's that's just another typical, you know, circumstance. They'd actually delivered them to the wrong address, but whoever had took receipt of them had signed for them. I don't know whether I'd ordered them, whether Chris had ordered them. But yeah, so basically once they'd made their inquiries, got back to us and said, yeah, it were delivered to, not to your address, but to another address. They knew that we weren't lying, and obviously they just sent us another pair out, but that's not the point. They delivered them to the wrong address, and whoever they delivered them to signed, I don't know whether it was my name or Chris's name, but they signed in our name, even though it was their mistake and they delivered them to the wrong address. So basically it was their fault, not ours. So basically they just sent us some more out. But that was, you know, that was an honest, you know, we weren't being dishonest in that respect because we never received them. Yeah. Yeah, well, you see, I mean, this is going back to what I was saying earlier, Alexander. You get some people, I mean, it's, let's say, for instance, I mean, like I take parcels in because people in our row of houses know that I'm at home all day. Now, I've had parcels delivered quite frequently recently. I just take them in, I put them in the hallway, I wait for the person to come and collect them. Now, I think it was last Christmas. Now, the lady on the end has got a boy and a girl. Now, apparently, she'd ordered 2 scooters, one for a boy and one for a girl. Now, I'd got some workmen in doing some work, right? Knock came at door, opened the door. We've got a parcel for young lady down the thing, right? And it were quite a big box, right? So I brought it in. The workmen witnessed me bringing it in, right? So anyway, later that evening, the lady came to collect it. So I went, here's your parcel. So she went, I've ordered 2. I says, well, there was only one delivered. So she says, well, I've had an email to say they've both been delivered. I says, well, look, Duck. I says, I've had workmen in today. I says, if you want to contact them, you're quite welcome to do so. I says, they witnessed me taking the package in and there was only one. I mean, I never heard what happened after that, but she was more or less questioning me. And I says, well, what would I do with a kid's scooter? I says, when my son is nearly 15, it was like nearly 15 at the time. I says, well, look at it from my point of view. I says, what would I possibly do with a kid's scooter? I says, you've seen the size of Callum. We have no use for it, so why would I lie? You know, it's a case of they only delivered the one. If you don't believe me, I'd got workmen here to prove when I took delivery of it, there was only one. And yet she still expects me to take parcels in for that same lady. And what she does is she sticks a thing on the door saying, can you drop them off at our house number? Yet she questioned me about them only delivering one scooter. You know, it's... But you see, this is it, Choppers. I mean, that's the difference between us and other people. You know, I'm honest to a fault. I told this lady that there was only one delivered. I've got no use for a kid's scooter because Callum were... I mean, you've seen the size of Callum. But you see, it was the fact that she were questioning me. The fact that, well, I've ordered 2 scooters. I've had a thing saying 2's been delivered, but they hadn't. There'd only been 1 delivered. And the fact of the matter is, I'd got witnesses here to prove that there was only 1 delivered because the workmen were here when the parcel actually came. Okay then, Stephanie, I'll see you later. But yeah, you know, it's the fact of the matter is, I could have said to her after that incident, well, don't send them here, you know, any parcels in future. But she assumes that I'm going to take them in, and she just sticks a note on the door saying, if we're not in, take them to number, which is our address. And she's still sending the delivery people here. So, yeah, I hope you feel better soon, Stephanie. But, you know, I have them days where I'm not feeling too hot, if you know what I mean. But yeah, I mean, she still proceeds to, you know, stick a note on the door, assuming that I'm going to take parcels in. I mean, not that I mind. Not that I mind. It's just the fact that she don't ask me. She assumes that I'm going to, you know, I mean, one of these days I'm going to get that fed up and I say, well, look, I'm fed up or I keep assuming that I'm going to take these parcels in, try somewhere else. If not, take them back to the depot. She's going to have to go and fetch them from the depot.
Hello.
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 It's all right, Mr. Pixie's home.
Hey!
Bella's not on. She's gone off.
I
She's,
thought I smelt her.
yeah, she's still watching, she says.
Biscuits.
Chopper says hi, Chris.
I do, mate.
It's all right. He's just been winding me up about this parcel. So I says, once you finish work, we'll get it all sorted and Crimson sorted as well.
It's about 5 months overdue.
He says it'd be an early Christmas present.
Not saying which Christmas.
Oh, my earring and topping hurting me this morning.
Well, I said I'll like other one of them. You'll take mine off it.
I think it's a spot. Same as Bella says, I think it's a spot or something. It ain't half painful.
That one.
Are you buzzing? I can hear something vibrating. Oh, yeah, I forgot to tell you, Choppers has got a job. He's working in a recycling plant.
Oh, I know why.
I'm going to say right up Choppers.
It's not to work, it's to get all freebies that they get.
I'll say they'll be coming through gates with recycling stuff, and Chopper will say, well, I'm having that. I'm having that. No, it weren't to Kitty, Choppers. It were Chris's. It were Chris's phone in his pocket. He's got it on like silent, so it were vibrating, buzzing. So yeah. He says, "How did you guess, Chris?" He says it's only 5 minutes from where he lives as well, which is like doubly ideal, isn't it?
Lucky, lucky, lucky you.
Yeah. And show everybody your t-shirt, what you've got on, Callum. It's stand up.
What?
It's the Shield.
Is it broken up?
WWE t-shirt when we went to see WWE.
And they broke up.
Yeah, well, Red Dead Redemption. Oh, it's a cowboy game. Is that one you wanted?
Yeah.
Callum.
Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah, Callum's wanting that as well.
But I'm thinking about getting it for Christmas because.
Okay, I have my headphones on. It sounded like a cat. I think it were Chris's personal phone in his pocket. He always puts it on silent, you see. So I think it were either a notification or something coming through. But yeah, Callum's mentioned he wants that game as well.
What did you order me? What?
You got accused of stealing TV out of someone's house and the guy wouldn't speak to me, and I was having a laugh with him, and it come out that happened 2 years ago. But I mean, I'm sure somebody had seen you walking out of his house with a TV. Flying Monkey says, Callum, do not get FIFA 19. It is, you see, that's one of the games, because you see his birthday's on the 8th of November, and that is one of the games that he wants for his birthday. I was working in a cafe in York Hospital, and get this, I got told I'm too slow, too quick, too fast. I was well, how can they say that? You're either too slow or too fast, sort of not both. You know, you're either doing your job correctly or, you know what I mean? And I mean, I don't blame you, cowboys. I mean, it's a case of I'm sort of bending over backwards to do my job correctly. Now, 1 minute you're telling me I'm too slow, 1 minute you're telling me I'm too fast. Hi, Carolyn, how are you? You know, it's here's me busting my gut to do my job properly. Yet all you do is complain. Yeah. Choppers was told 9 months ago that there wasn't going to renew his contract. So at least you've found something else, Choppers. I mean, which when all said and done, it's 5 minutes away from where you live. Plus, it's your ideal job because you're always looking for things to recycle, let's say. So at the end of the day, it will worth the wait because you found your ideal job. So in retrospect, I mean, it's worth it because you found, you know, the ideal job for you. One, it's in a recycling plant, and two, it's 5 minutes away from where you live. So yeah. The guy came over and apologised. I nearly lost it in my mum's street because the neighbour accused me of stealing his TV. I didn't know he got a dog in the house. Well, you see, this is the thing. If you've got a dog, there's not many dogs. Let anybody in the house. We are sort of kicking off.
Anybody wants a
Fish cake. Not just a fish cake, a Yorkshire fish cake.
Yorkshire.
But yeah, that's a Yorkshire fish cake.
Yorkshire.
That's not bad then. Choppers 28.80 an hour. That is Yorkshire fish cake. Choppers says it pays $28.80 an hour.
And the job's going.
Okay then, Flying Monkey. It says, I'll talk to you soon. Got to go. My crazy sister is kicking off yet again. I hate it when she comes over.
Yeah, mate.
My other job, I'm going to be earning £100 every week. Well, that's good then. Oh, it was before he had a dog, yeah. Choppers put, yes, please, fish cake, yummy. But there's not any old fish cake. The Yorkshire fish cake, proper fish, proper potatoes. And Baz says he's going to have a go at making them. But you see there again, Choppers. It says he's been living on $50 a week for 9 months. It was what I call fate. You know, these things are sent to testers. You've been living on $50 a week for 9 months, but your ideal job's come along. The pay's good. It's your ideal job, and the fact that it's only 5 minutes away from where you live, you know, it's fate. You know, where, as I often say, these things are sent to testers. You know, you've had to endure hardship for 9 months, but now it's, you know, you've got your ideal job, you've got, you know, good pay. It's 5 minutes. It's fate that you've had to wait that 9 months to get your ideal job. I mean, like Chris. I'm laughing at what Chopper's put. His ideal job is booby tester at the Playboy Mansion. I think Choppers, I think that one's a bit out your reach, though.
What?
I mean, in that any man's ideal job, but I think that one's not being realistic. That one there, Chopper. You know what I mean?
Because it's screwed about.
So right. Callum's got Sky Sports on, and Dele Alli has signed a new contract till 2024. But I mean, there again, Alexander, same as I say, you're being accused of something that you haven't done. Now, you're within your right. Never talk to him again, because it's like me with this lady. She accused me. Well, she didn't accuse me. She didn't come out and accuse me. But she says, well, it says there've been 2 scooters delivered. And I says, well, I've got witnesses to prove that there was only one delivered. And what would I do with a scooter? Because Callum ain't a kid anymore. It says more than a handful is never a waste, and I have big hands. But she didn't sort of come out and accuse me of stealing it. She was more or less saying, well, they said they've delivered 2 scooters. I says, well, I can assure you they haven't. And I've had witnesses here to prove that they didn't. Because I had workmen in when they actually delivered it. So I went, if you want phone number, I'll look it up. You can ring up and ask what particular workmen were here at the time and ask them yourself. But what did you have, Callum? Oh, yeah, had a burger. I mean, if you ask anybody, well, men anyway, their ideal job is a booby tester, but they don't need testing. It's just something that us ladies are stuck with. Hi, Ruby. But you see, she didn't actually come out and accuse me. She insinuated. She didn't actually come out right and say, well, you've nicked it, it's been delivered, blah, blah, blah. She didn't sort of come out right and accuse me of nicking it. But she insinuated, well, it says on this that 2's been delivered. I says, well, they haven't. I can tell you that for a fact. And it's going back to taking parcels, deliveries, etc. in for people, Ruby. The fact of the matter is, she assumes that I'm going to take parcels in for her. And this particular time, I think it was like before Christmas last year, when I'd got workmen in at the time doing some work, doing some plumbing, I think. And the fact of the matter is, not come at door, says, oh, we've got a parcel. It were a massive big box. The workmen were there. They saw it being delivered. There was only one. And then when she came to pick it up later on, excuse me, she said, well, it's scooters, one for my little girl and one for my little boy. I says, well, there's only been one delivered. And she says, well, I've ordered 2 and I've had a thing saying they've been delivered. Both of them. I says, well, take it or leave it, There's only one been delivered and I've got witnesses to prove that there were only one delivered. Well, this is it. This is it. I mean, it's all right throwing accusations out there, but they don't think of the consequences of what consequences you might face being accused of being a thief. You see, this is it. I don't know Choppers. So as I say, I didn't hear anything after that. She didn't come and say, well, I've been in touch with them and this is what they've said. there was nothing mentioned about it afterwards. There was nothing at all mentioned afterwards. So I'm assuming she sorted it out. But the thing is, she sticks a note on the front door now saying, if we're not in, take them to our number house. So she still sends them here, but she don't ask me. She just assumes that I'm going to take them in for her. Same as I say, she never come and apologised. She never come and said, well, I've been in touch with them and this happened or that happened or anything. Nothing after that. So I don't know, you know. But the thing is, same as I say, it's same thing going back to being accused of something that you know, I didn't like the fact that she was insinuating that I'd kept one for myself. And I basically said to her, well, look, what would I do? Well, like a 5 or 6 year old kid's scooter when my lad's nearly 15, you know, go and figure it out. I've got no reason to you know,
to drive it by herself. Don't lie.
And yeah, same as I was saying, Ruby, not so long back. I had a good mind to, when they knock on the door next time and expect me to take a delivery, and I say, well, look, I've had enough of this. She's assuming that I'm going to take the packages in, but no more. And the fact of the matter is, when Chris finishes work, when he packs up work all together to become my full-time carer, we will be going out a lot more. So the fact of the matter is that I'm not be in all day long. So if they try delivering it to here, you know, more than likely we're not going to be in anyway. But I mean, that is one thing that I don't like, is being accused of something that I haven't done. That is the total pitch to me, being accused of something that you haven't done. But I mean, the fact that the guy apologised to you is in somewhat a good thing, because he's had the gumption, let's say, to come over and say, well, sorry,
Got my bodyguard here.
but you know, more often than not, I mean, like the lady in the row, she never apologised to me or anything. She didn't sort of come out right and accuse me, but the insinuation was there. I mean, it'd have been sort of nice for her to come and say to me, well, look, I rung the company. They said that, you know, because it were part at the same order, they couldn't deliver both at the same time. So they're delivering one, you know, you know, they're delivering one another day, and there were too big a parcels to deliver all in one go, blah, blah, blah. But I never got no explanation, whatever.
Who's sick?
So, you know, it's... I mean, I'm the sort of person as well.
Only if you've scabs too.
If I've done something wrong, I admit to being wrong. I don't say, you know, I've not done this or I've not done that. If I am wrong, I admit that I'm wrong. You know, if I've done something wrong, I admit it. You know, it's as simple as that. It's admitting, you know, that you're wrong and apologising, or it's easy to sit there and accuse people of things or say things to people. But if I say or do anything wrong, I admit that I've done wrong. Well, that's the attitude you've got to take as well, choppers. You know, it's and this is sort of, you know, how I'm getting with the neighbour. It's a case of, you know, you're taking me for granted. You're assuming I'm going to take your packaging, and my patience is wearing a bit thin. But you know, it's human nature. It's human. People do get things wrong. People do get falsely accused. I mean, it's like in the news, you hear of people, you know, getting accused of doing things. A lot of the time, yeah, it's true, but then they do get it wrong. You know what I mean? And this is what I mean. It's like more serious things like rape and things like that. I mean, I always say the law needs to be changed, because they publish the name of the guy that supposedly done the rape, but they don't publish the name of the victim. Yeah, you know, that's to protect the victim, but also the accused need protecting as well, because sometimes they do get wrongly accused. Chopper says he wants a coffee. But yeah, I mean, you know, I mean, we're talking about like trivial things at the moment, but people do get wrongly accused of rape. But it's out there for everyone to know that this person has been accused, let's say, murder or rape or whatever. But if they've been wrongly accused and they get vindicated, then it's still out there for people to see. And as we say in the UK, mud sticks. You know what I mean? You know, it's what I call mud sticks. You know, you will get wrongly accused of something, but you're being vilified for the fact that you've been accused of doing something, and then it's found that you haven't. It still sticks, and it's still out there that you once got accused of rape or murder or whatever. You know what I mean? It's the fact that people do get wrongly accused. Stroking Lucy.
Isn't
It's all right. Callum's stroking Lucy. She's decided to come on the arm. She always comes in when her dad comes in from work. She's her daddy's girl. You can see, just see a little tail here. Look.
She used to come with me, but she doesn't now.
But
there's a special occasion.
You know, it is
next week.
A what?
Special occasion happening next week.
Is there?
Yeah.
I don't know what that
so
is.
Happening next Thursday.
I don't know. Is there?
Oh.
Yeah, more or less, Ruby. I mean, it's like it's like sometimes. I mean, let's say, for instance, I mean, somebody's accused of murder or rape or whatever, and then it comes. I mean, it's like there was a big the Wimbledon Common murder. There was a murder on Wimbledon Common. Now, because this guy admitted that it was on Wimbledon Common, at the time that this murder happened, they zoned in on him, accused him, he got found guilty and everything, but it came out a few years later that he wasn't guilty, and they found the guilty person. But it were, you know, okay, so you weren't, you know, you're not guilty, you know, shoved him out through prison doors and that rate. But even he said he ended up emigrating and everything because he'd been wrongly accused of murder. It'd been proved that he wasn't the murderer, and the abuse he used to get in the streets, even though it'd been found, well, he was found guilty, but it was later down the line that they found out that You know what I mean? If it weren't for the sort of new evidence and everything coming to light and them finding the real murderer, he'd have still been in prison now for something that he didn't do. And he said all along that he didn't do it. So it were a case of he languished in jail, in prison, for something that he didn't do. But eventually they caught the real killer. So they more or less says, oops, we've got wrong person, bye. And that, you know, that at the end of the day, that was top and bottom of it.
I'd assume bloody pants off him.
You know, oops, we've got the wrong fella, we've caught the right fella, and if it's any consolation, he's behind bars now. Bye, you know, and that were it. And he ended up leaving the country, assuming a new identity and everything, for the fact that he was still being seen as a murderer. So, well, what I'm going to do, guys, is I'm going to shut it down because I myself need the toilet. So, I will see everyone in the morning. So, bright and early at 10 a.m. UK time. Ish. Or thereabouts, 10:15, 10:30. So, sorry you've gone to get coffee, choppers, but I will see everyone in the morning, bright and early. So thank you for joining me. Thank you for Bella for joining me on the panel and everyone that's come in the chat. So I'll see everyone in the morning.
Bye.
Bye.